Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the hashtag TFR Motivation Monday Zoom. We are Dr. Dondi and Marcy Nettles, and we are your presenters tonight. We've got some great, let me say it again, great information, mind-expanding information to go over with you. But before we get into that, let's tell them about this YouTube channel.
Okay, first of all, my mind's a little bit blown here with your hello. I was like,
yeah, just got to welcome him in a grand fashion.
This, guys. So welcome. And if you can't be here with us live on Monday nights, or if you happen to miss one, or if you're like us and you want to go back and catch the information for a second or a third time,
and this is
you're going to want to have this information. You can go to YouTube and you can subscribe to Team Freedom Reigns. Okay. Subscribe, but don't stop there. You want to make sure that you ding the bell so that you also get notifications every single time we upload new content. So after we're done tonight, that's your task. Go and subscribe Team Freedom Reigns on YouTube.
Absolutely. Now remember, it's the 25th. Oh, that means there's 6 days left, which means there's 1 week left in the first month of the new year, which means it's month end, which means strategies change, intensity increases. So you need to make sure your personal volume, whether it's 100 minimum, 200 preferably, is secure, and your team as well. You've got 6 days to dive deep into it. Make sure everybody's got their auto ship or subscription, because today's the last one. Look tomorrow and see who hasn't and make sure it happens.
Yeah, seriously, because you don't want anybody missing out on the opportunity to get the paycheck they've been working really hard from, and not missing out on getting the products that they're used to using and getting their wellness going. So you also want to make sure that you ensure that your customer orders have processed properly. Make sure that there hasn't been any credit card declines or any other reason why their products won't be arriving at their doorstep, because you don't want them to go a month without, because these products are life-changing.
Absolutely. And ITT, it's the system. It's what we do. So even if there's a second left in the month, make sure it happens to get it on the books this month. Yeah. ITT, Invite Tool Team.
Just do it.
And we got this Wanderlust promo that we're doing. Well, unbelievable.
Yeah, seriously, going for the promo points for the Wanderlust trip, as well as the Amazing Fit Body and the Reset
$21
bundles. Yeah, you've got both of those too. So make sure you're utilizing all of that for your end of month hustle, right? Yeah. Every single day should be treated like an end of month hustle, but these are the things that you absolutely must make sure are taken care of before the end of the month.
Hammer down, baby.
Hammer.
Right? Now, ever since March of last year, the company has been going crazy, all out, amazing stuff with this monthly marketing playbook. So making it easy, launch guide, flip the switch video, the overview video, and highlighting a product of the month every single month. To start off the new year, we started with Pro Tandem NRF2, and we're going to highlight a new product or an additional product every single month. Pay attention to that in the back office under your monthly marketing playbook for the shareables, for the blog entries, for all kinds of cool stuff.
And the education, the education for yourself as well as for your customers and your business partners.
Good stuff.
Yeah, certainly. And then here's the promos. This is the bundles that we were talking about. Help the people around you get started the right way, the smart way, the physique way, right? Being activated in their goals and on their journey of optimizing their physique. So take advantage of these $21 savings on both of these bundles. And this is good through January 31st.
I wonder how they got the $21 savings.
I don't know.
Might have something to do with the year.
They're smart. Yeah.
Flip the switch. Every Tuesday night, the company brings out the high profile people that have been proven successful in their business, so you can bring your prospects to learn from them and you deepen your own understanding of how this business works by profiled leaders. This week, we have Sky Shank and Lynn and Michael Ney. Hopefully I pronounced their name right.
Yeah, seriously.
Awesome people.
And then every single Saturday, you can count on us to show up for you, to be able to do a live opportunity overview, unless we're out of the country or something like that. But we'll figure that one out for you. Even when we can't be here to do it for you on Saturdays, there's always a recorded version available at lvwebinar.com. So please make sure that you take advantage of that as well. But this is Saturdays at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. It's always the same Zoom link.
Success Mastery every Saturday. The company just Like they're just incredible. The tools and resources they provide for us every Saturday, Success Mastery. And this is the cadence. First Saturday, Science. Second Saturday, Comp Plan. Third Saturday, LVA. They just taken over LVA. And then fourth Saturday, Mindset and Month Close. And this is interesting because this is the fifth Saturday.
So it's going to be a surprise.
Who knows what they're going to do? It's going to be a surprise.
They've never let us down though. So don't miss out.
Guarantee it's going to be world class. And save the date, February 16th. We've got some secret information. We know what's coming. Yes, you guys don't, but save the date. It's big. Yeah. It's epic. It's life-changing. Yeah,
we're super excited because we get some additional details while we're at Elite Retreat in Florida next week. So you do not want to miss out. Put this in your calendar. Save the time. Additional information will be coming out shortly.
Mm-hmm. There's that Wanderlust thing I talked about. We're going to Cabo here in the States and people are going elsewhere, but this is the incentive trip. Started January 1st, goes all the way to June 30th. 6 months to crush your business and go to a really cool place.
And they're staying on the same theme of the previous promos that we've been running in the 3 different ways that you can earn points: selling product, ranking up, and maintaining that new rank. All will earn you points towards this promo. The sell is the 5 for 500, right? 5 new accounts that equal at least 500 in PV, and each one of them has to have a minimum of 40 in PV each. Okay. And you'll get a point, and you have to have 3 points there. But for any more details on this promotion, please go back on YouTube, because I know you're going to go subscribe, right? And see the TFR call from 2 weeks ago. We went in depth into this promo, the Wanderlust promo.
Now we should talk about this week's topic. It's big. It is a major mind shift. So 2.5 times in your business. So 2.5x your business by doing this one thing.
It's a big thing.
Think about that. One thing. Take your business where it is now and 2.5x it. That's big.
It's huge.
It's huge.
And yet it's not that big.
It's not that complicated.
Of a thing. It's like the size of a, I don't know, a fishbowl.
It's just the size of a decision.
Yeah.
Making up your mind to shift, grow, look at the scenery a little differently, and make a change.
Yeah.
That's really what it's about.
So I'm really excited about this next portion of the call, because when we're talking, you're like, mindset, are you kidding me? We talk about mindset all of the time, but we're going to give you some really amazing examples on where, you know, people chose to stay stuck instead of expanding their mindset. So I'm excited about that.
So let's start here. These are the top 12 disruptive technologies that have a chance to make the world a better place and a different place by 2025. And if you look at the red circle, it says McKinsey Global Institute has zeroed in on a dozen disruptive technologies from a list of 100 that have a potential to deliver economic value. Value is the key, of up to $33 trillion a year. That's big. And look at the one I've circled there in red. Next generation genomics. That's where we fit in. We are capturing, we are moving and propelling this disruptive technology forward, and we're owning the space. But we have to continue to make the decision to continue owning the space, or we could lose it. And let me give you some examples. So first of all, in that realm of global genomic thinking, right? We have cellular activation, which is our domain, versus nutritional supplementation, which is the antiquated old approach. That's our playground. It's also our story to tell, because we were the first company to start talking about cellular activation, because we were the first company to bring a product that did it to market. It's our story to tell, but it could also be our opportunity to lose if we don't act, if we don't decide, if we don't make a mindset shift to focus on this and moving it forward. And I'm going to give you a couple examples. So first, here's an example of a business adaptation, disruptive technology, a success story. When we went from candlelight to light up a room, to where we went from candlelight to the light bulb. Thank you, Thomas Edison. It was a major adaptation, a major advancement. General Electric harnessed that. But in the quest to continue to adapt for cheaper things to the end user, longer sustainability, and more improvement in lighting, shifted to gas-based or fluorescent lighting. General Electric made that transition, that adaptation. But as that advancement and adaptation from a consumer standpoint was necessary, they adapted again to cheaper, longer lasting, and brighter LED technology. The interesting thing, you can still buy all three of these options from General Electric because there's still people that have their preference. They're all available, but they adapted. This is a business adaptation success story. Let me share with you a business adaptation failure.
Big time.
A company that did not capitalize on adapting. Kodak. Now, this has nothing to do with Canon. I just chose a picture that showed two Canon options. On the left, you have a film, 35 millimeter film, and then on the right, you have a Canon digital camera. Kodak invented digital photography. They invented it, but they didn't capitalize on their invention and adapt to the changing customer demand of ease. Polaroid did. Polaroid took what Kodak did in film and made it instant. People wanted instant. They didn't want to have to take the roll down to get it developed, wait 2 weeks to get pictures. It was an instant picture. But even Polaroid failed to adapt. And now both of these companies that innovated film, number one, and the company that invented digital technology, both of them are bankrupt, both of them are gone because they failed to adapt to the changing times. That is something we don't want to do. So here's an example of a company that didn't innovate. Hollywood Video and Blockbuster Video, both bankrupt.
Do any of you recognize those names?
Hopefully, if you're older, if you're in your 20s or older, you recognize these. Now here's the interesting thing. Blockbuster and Hollywood Video only focused on competing with each other. They were, you could go down and you could rent a VHS tape. Tons of selection, classic movies, new movies. They were focusing on competing with each other. And then when the technology changed from VHS to DVD, they were on board. They innovated. They brought that in because the technology changed. What they didn't see coming was the next transition, ease, convenience from streaming or from DVD to streaming. They were focusing on staying ahead of each other rather than innovating to the new technology that consumers wanted, ease and convenience. So what happened? They left the back door open. Netflix capitalized on the innovation, and then Blockbuster and Hollywood Video both went bankrupt because Netflix stepped into an innovative opportunity and captured the market. And think about Blockbuster and Hollywood already had the stores. They already had the consumer base. They already had the customers. They already had national and international distribution. All they had to do was transition into their name. Blockbuster Hollywood Video is already a recognized name. All they needed to do was innovate and transition into streaming, and they would be where Netflix did, but they didn't. They missed the opportunity. We can't do that. So biohacking is our sweet spot, but more specifically, biohacking with nutrigenomics. See, I capitalized genomics because genomics is the innovative, disruptive technology. There's two approaches right now. Pharmacogenomics, it's happening. The new vaccines that are out, if you've heard about them, mRNA, messenger RNA adapting. They are utilizing your genomics in a pharmaceutical way. That's not our playground. Let them play there. Let big pharma play there. Our sweet spot, our playground is nutrigenomics, and it's not just ours. We were the first company to start talking about biohacking. But Dave Asprey, the author of Superhuman, kind of coined that phrase. We took the phrase, made it our own in our space, and we brought the products to the market with nutrigenomics. Now they have a biohacker summit. We can't lose our identity here. Dave Sinclair, Dr. David Sinclair, the world's authority on NAD, wrote the book Lifespan. They now have biohacking podcasts. It's our sweet spot, but it's becoming more recognizable. We can't lose it. We have to make the decision to be biohackers with nutrigenomics. We have to make the decision to capitalize on this disruptive technology and talk about the full complexity of, not even complexity, the full spectrum of what we do. We can't limit what we talk about. Otherwise, we will go by the way of Kodak and Polaroid and Blockbuster Video and Hollywood Video. We have to continue to be innovative. We have to continue to adapt. as not only a company, the company's doing their part. We have to do our part in the field. And we have to be on board with the entire messaging of the company rather than holding on to what got us here that we may even be emotionally attached to. We've got to be innovative, adapting so that we don't miss out on what we have.
Yeah, I love that slide that you had with GE, with General Electric, because they saw a need, they increased what they were able to provide, and continued having an open mind to what was going to come in the future, and kept being innovative. And yet they didn't reduce their stock and their inventory. They still offer what they've always had to other people in case that's what they're stuck on, right?
But or what they want, their preference.
Yes, but they know that what's coming is either better for the environment, less expensive, lasts longer, all those kinds of things that people really want. And that's what we have to do, is we've got to be in a place that we're providing exactly what people want.
Where the trends are going.
Yes, exactly. And so when we're talking around this, mindset truly is everything.
So much.
Because, and this goes for your daily life, guys. We're talking about our business and our company and what we do here with our products, but this has to do with everything in your life. If you're feeling stuck somewhere, then maybe you need to start thinking outside of the box and checking your mindset to see why you're stuck there and where you need to expand and grow. Okay. So let's talk about why we need to do this. Well, it's simply that we have the solutions.
Yes.
We have the solutions to what people are looking for their optimal wellness and for financial increase. And we have the hearts. We want to help other people, because that's one thing I know about LifeVantage being here as long as we have been here, is that we attract a certain type of people.
Servants.
Yeah, heart servants, right? We're here because we want to help other people. Okay. So when you're thinking about those kinds of things, it's like, do we want to think minimal or do we want to think optimal?
Yeah.
Right.
Good.
We don't want to think minimal. We want to be thinking optimal in what we have to offer people for their wellness and also for their financial increase, right? Because if we truly want to help people, we don't want to just help them a little bit. We want to help them as much as we possibly can. So that's where we're really asking you to kind of open your minds, to kind of change your mindset around this, because we want to be the innovative company in this space of nutrigenomics that we own right now. But if we don't have that vision forward and that willingness to change our mindsets and really be innovative, then someone else could come in our back door, and we don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
No.
So let's make this going from a concept to a very specific approach here in LifeVantage. The bottle that you see all the way to the left in those Protandem iterations in the evolution of the brand Protandem. The left one is the one you see on the video that started this company's national exposure, international exposure, but started here domestically. It put us in a very, very powerful way into a market, but it's also become a very big anchor for us. And it's actually become a liability. And let me explain that. So you want to go to the next part of this slide?
Well, and the only thing I want to add in here before we go to the next part of the slide is that you can see here that we've been innovative and we've been forward thinking in our branding and changing what the bottle looks like. But what's inside of the bottle is exactly the same product that gives the same amazing benefits of activating that NRF2 pathway, but it's not innovative enough standing alone in what we have to offer. So I'm sure many of you remember this, right?
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't?
That captured the minds and the attention of a population in transition from nutritional supplementation into the concept of cellular activation, and they embraced it wildly. They were starving for it. It was amazing. But the rest of that video, number one, it's old. It's 16 years old. It's obvious that broadcasting standards and quality of broadcasting has changed. But the biggest liability is the emphasis of the broadcast, talking about 200 diseases attached to oxidative stress. what that does using this as the first touch. Now, this is an incredibly valuable tool and still is. It's just not a good strategy for an introduction because it sets people's minds thinking diseases. They'll start asking questions of themselves before the video's even over. Well, I have this, or I have this, my neighbor has this, my mom has this, what could it do for that? And it starts us down the non-compliant conversation because the source that we are releasing is making the connection between oxidative stress and diseases. And while that worked 12 years ago, because the compliance arena has totally changed. It was okay 12 years ago. It's no longer okay. And once you start down that conversation, it's very difficult to backtrack and remove yourself from the conversation because it almost becomes a bait and switch. So what we have found, the way this very powerful video works best is not as an introduction, but as a supportive tool on this is where our company started. We started with this national broadcast, but let me share with you how far along cellular activation has become and biohacking has become. So it's a great tool, just not as an introductory because it starts us down a non-compliant pathway. And like I said, it's 16 years old. And the close-up of the bottle looks nothing like the one all the way to the right. The one all the way to the right is the one we're in now. The one all the way to the left is the one presented in the video. And there's clearly innovation and adaptation that's come along since then.
Well, and there's other issues as well. I mean, internationally, ABC Primetime was a United States broadcasting program, right? And so that in itself is not relevant to other countries because they don't understand what ABC Primetime was and how important it was. Another thing that it does is it talks about one product again.
Yeah.
And so when you start with one product and then you go, oh, but you should buy this 3, then they're going to be like, well, why should I do that? Because it was only the one product in the video you showed me.
Right.
And so if the other 2 were just as important, wouldn't you have another video done by an ABC Primetime that would validate that for me? So it just puts you into a whole circumstance of having to really kind of spin your wheels and figure out, oh, what do I say now? What do I do now? And it actually puts, it creates a little bit of a heavier load for your support team as well. And Don D, being a doctor, he gets a lot of those calls, right? It's like science, science, science.
Which is great.
Yes, he wants to help with that. But if we can help you eliminate those questions by opening and broadening your mindset away from the one product story, would you be open to learning about that? Because that is really where the growth in your business, the shift in your mindset, and truly the future of LifeVantage has got to come from. Okay. So let's just think about it this way, guys. I know my car is filthy right now, but think about a really filthy, dirty car. I mean, you have been driving this thing around, or maybe it's been sitting out in the weather like, it looks like this one has been for a long time through a lot of seasons, and it's got a lot of gunk built up on the outside and the inside all around it. Would you go to this car and just wash the windows? And just leave the rest of the exterior just as disgusting as it is? Or the inside, could you imagine how trashed it is after all those kids have been in there and they've left their fast food wrappers and their candy wrappers, they've spilt on the carpet, and maybe you've done a little bit of damage yourself inside? Are you just gonna go after the windows? Is that gonna make it okay?
It's that petrified French fry under the seat.
Right, yes. No, guys, it doesn't even make sense. And yet when we now, knowing what we know, only offer or start with the Protandim NRF2 story, that's basically what we are doing. We are addressing one of 3 major problems that we know of and have a solution to right now in the human body. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. It's like you're kind of, it's not really, it doesn't make sense.
It's not the whole story.
But what I have to tell you though, in the beginning, it was the story, right? It is, oh my gosh, you mean I can wash my windows type of a story, right? Because we didn't know about the other 2. But now that we know about the other 2, that's where we have to change our mindset and we need to shift our messaging. into the Protandem Tri-Synergizer, because now we are no longer just taking the approach of reducing oxidative stress, increasing those survival genes inside of our bodies, helping to support a healthy immune system with Protandem NRF2. All that stuff is amazing and great, but what if we can do the whole car?
Right.
What if we can have a spit shined windows, exterior and interior, and even the engine compartment of the most beautiful car you've ever seen? What if? That's exactly what we're offering with the Tri-Synergizer, right?
Full cellular activation.
So let's look at the science. Let's look at the studies here, because this is a comparison of NRF2 by itself or the Tri-Synergizer. Guys, look at the difference here in these graphs, where Protandem NRF2 will increase 40% or a reduction of the oxidative stress, and taking Tri-Synergizer, look at the 73%. Or what is this one down here?
That's heme oxygenase 1. So these are individual genes that are influenced by just Protandem or by the Tri-Synergizer approach. And the heme oxygenase 1 is one of the most powerful. In fact, the first 2 studies that we ever published as a company spoke directly to this. So a 51% increase is massive. But that was just NRF2 by itself, which, like Marcy said, that's massive. Cleaning the windows on a dirty car is massive. You can see. But what we sacrifice, or what we later learned, is that when there's other things we can incorporate, taking it from 51% improvement in heme oxygenase 1 production to an 848% increase, or a 1,500+% increase overall by full cellular activation, NAD, NRF1, and NRF2 from the Tri-Synergizer approach. And not only that, that's data. Talk about the person's experience inside their cells. That's what we're really talking about. Data is powerful, but the expression of a full genetic expression being on Tri-Synergizer to the person, to the end use consumer, to the human being is much more profound.
Yeah, and this is only showing you the NRF2 gene activation. So there's also NRF1 and NAD that have their own specific benefits. So my question, yes, with the Tri-Synergizer, So my question to you, is there a moral obligation to share the optimal benefits of all 3 of the Protandem products together in the Tri-Synergizer? And I would say that there is. When we first learned about this science, I felt in my heart that it's like, I cannot go to people only with the NRF2 story anymore and leave out all of this other that they could be benefiting from. No, I absolutely cannot, because I'm in this for my heart and for wanting to help people. If I am truly, okay guys, think about this. Is this about you or is this about them? Because I truly feel that a lot of people go with the NRF2 story because going with the Tri-Synergizer scares them. They're afraid that people are going to think it costs too much. They're not going to understand why, all these different things, it's like, I don't have full belief in all 3 of these products. And so I don't, those are all I things, or you things. If we're thinking about your prospect, thinking about your friend or family member, and if you're thinking about them, you will absolutely look at the 83% increase, the 1,563% increase, and know that that is where you have to be sharing the story. Okay, but what this also does for you is it gives you options. Because if someone looks at this and they're like, oh my gosh, yes, I see it and I wish that I could do that, but I absolutely do not have the money to be able to cover that each month. Then you have, well, I totally get it. I understand. Well, then let's look at getting you started with the dual synergizer, Protandem NRF2 and Protandem NRF1, right? It gives you options. It gives you a place to go. Where if you start with Protandem NRF2, you can't really get them to go up if they're saying no to NRF2, or if they're him and hawing around NRF2, right? So starting with the Tri-Synergizer is the best. Ultimate Stack is the best because that's getting all of everything cleaned out. But, going with the Tri-Synergizer truly is where your moral obligation should lie.
Right. rather than trying to upsell.
Yeah. So now let's talk about the business and how you can actually 2.5 times your business.
This was big for me.
With your mindset shift that you are going through right now and presenting the Tri-Synergizer as our primary product. I'm not saying products, okay? Tri-Synergizer is our primary product, okay?
Right.
Because it's the results from all three of them together that gets you, that increase. It's taking all three of them together that gets you those results. This is what I was trying to say. So let's talk about what this can do for your business if you shift your mindset around our product. Okay. And even just, think about all the people that you've already got in your business that are using Protandem NRF2 by itself. Keep that in mind as we go through the next couple slides. So obviously we're in business to make money. We make money through product sales, which equals product volume, okay? So let's look at this as you having 25 customers, whether you have 25 customers right now or a new 25 customers that you're going to go get, okay? Or distributors even. Yeah. Now, think about these 25 people. If they are only using Protandem NRF2, that's 40 in product volume for each bottle, right? So 40 times 25 is 1,000 in product volume. That gets you to being a Pro 1. That's awesome. And that is the first goal of everybody, is to get to that Pro 1 status. But what if with this mindset shift, you shift over to the Tri-Synergizer for those 25 customers or distributors? Each Tri-Synergizer has 100 in product volume. Now, 100 times 25 is 2,500 in product volume. You are now a Pro 2, guys, with the same 25 people. Okay? And you are giving them the optimal opportunity for wellness. Not just the 33%.
I think of that. If somebody knew I was hungry and they offered me a bag of trail mix, it might curb my hunger. But if they offered me a bag of trail mix when they could have offered me a buffet of food, and I found out there was a buffet of food after I accepted the trail mix, I'd be a little upset. And it's because you're not speaking to the maximum their benefit. And that's the thing, it's the same 25 customers. Now, this is perfect math, but if you look through your organization and look for the people that are just on NRF2, that's a place to start to evolve. Let them know that the story has evolved.
Yes.
The story that we tell has evolved. It's much bigger than the way we started the company. And that's incredible. It's profound. We are innovating. We are advancing. We are doing the things. We're adapting. We just can't leave our customers behind. We have to adapt along with the company
our
adaptation.
Amazing, loyal
we need to change
customers.
Our story.
And if they've been loyal to you using NRF2 for a long time, you need to be loyal to them and go and offer them the additional products that we have available now. So this is with 25 customers. So let's just bump it up to 50 customers, okay? So you've got that 40 in PV from NRF2. That would be 2,000 in product volume. You're still a Pro 1 with 50 customers, right? But if you have 50 customers that you've shared Tri-Synergizer on, 100 PV each Tri-Synergizer, that's 5,000 in product volume. You're now a Pro 3, guys. And we know the difference between Pro 3 and Pro 1 in the monthly income. Go and look at the income disclosure statement for that. It's massive. Okay, so it's just mindset shift, because you will be offering optimal wellness for the people that you care about from your heart, right? And 2, you will be 2.5 timesing the growth of your business. Okay, huge stuff here.
And 2.5 timesing their cellular activation and their overall wellness.
The benefit.
That's what we're all here to make a difference.
Yes.
Financially and in people's health. And we have to embrace the entire story to do that.
So this is where a challenge comes into place, guys. Are you willing to take this mindset shift challenge? Because if you are, this could be the starting point to really launching your business to the next level. So, and even doing it with their existing team members. So the first thing you want to do is review your existing team members and customers and distributors and identify the NRF2 only purchasers. You want to have a list of that. Okay. So that's the first thing. Take a screenshot of this because this is going to help you out in the coming weeks. Okay. So review existing team members and identify the NRF2 only purchasers. And then the second thing that you want to do is you want to reach out to every single one of them that were you're personally sponsored, or if their enroller's gone, you want to reach out to them too, because we need to have better customer support than what we've been having. Okay. So reach out to every single one of them, and you want to thank them, first of all, for being your amazing customers.
Loyal customers.
Yes. For having, the mind of an innovator, of someone that wants to take care of themselves the way that they do. And then ask them if they're open to learning about how far we have come in ways that we can help them optimize their wellness. Ask them if they're open. If they're not open, that's okay. But I mean, they're still on NRF2. We love them, right? But if they are open, that's when you just say, hey, I'd love to be able to add you into our amazing LifeVantage app and share with you a short 3-minute video. It's called our flip video that can explain 2 additional technologies that you could put to work for you. Okay, so that's what it is. I mean, because then you're just basically starting them into the ITT system, right? Because you very well could at this point trigger their interest in potentially even becoming a business partner. Because if you share with them that 3-minute flip video, you can ask them, what did you like best about that? Isn't it amazing how far we've come? It's like, hey, would you be open to taking a look at additional information on what we do with this as a business? And get them into the learn more video.
And you know what's interesting about the technology that people are following? People that know what biohacking is, that are not your customers yet, are not your distributors yet. They just know what biohacking is. They know what nutrigenomics is. They know what cellular activation is, because people like Dave Asprey in his best-selling book, Superhuman, talk about it. People like David Sinclair, Dr. David Sinclair, in his book, Lifespan, talks about all about NAD. He's the world's authority on NAD. He talks about it. They're talking about it in books. They're talking about it in podcasts. They're talking about bioactivation in blogs. This is interesting. I bet you're going to find, because this is what I found. Some of our existing customers that were only on NRF2 were aware of mitochondria and were aware of NAD. They just weren't aware that LifeVantage offered products that did that, because they read the book, they listened to the podcast, and they went out and got a NRF2 or a NRF1, not even NRF1 activating. They went out and bought a mitochondria stimulating supplement or an NAD precursor. And then because they didn't know we had it. Now, I will say that's our fault, more specifically my fault, because I wasn't treating them like a loyal customer. So people, and here's the comparison I wanted to make. If you look at NRF2, NRF1, or mitochondria and NAD, more people are aware and embracing things that increase mitochondria and NAD than they are reducing oxidative stress as a global population. So they're more receptive to the conversation when it comes their way than you might even think they are, because they're already aware about the benefits of mitochondria increase. They're aware of the benefits of NAD. They're just not aware that LifeVantage has products that actually stimulate that internally. And here's how I know. I was watching a live video the other day of a big time guy in network marketing in another company. He was doing a live video of his NAD drip. He was in his naturopathic doctor's office getting an NAD bag, a drip. And I was like, oh my gosh. And he was doing a live video. His company doesn't have a product offered either, but he's not part of our company. But I was like, the people around the world understand the benefits of NAD. The challenge was, and I was like, okay, I'm not going to go after and poach this guy or his people, but it just made me aware that the world knows more than we give them credit for. We need to introduce our entire story, which is the Tri-Synergizer story. There's going to be people that have heard NAD before and mitochondria before, just didn't know we had products that stimulate that. Yeah. Especially internally, because your body's natural production of NAD is much bigger or much better and better benefit to your body than a supplement of a bag where they're injecting NAD into your body. Your body's production is better than supplement.
Yeah, so I would actually really love to see in the comment section, whether you're on Zoom or on Facebook, are you willing to accept this challenge?
Yes.
Because it works, okay? One of the things I did over the weekend, I reached out to, actually last Friday, a person that was a distributor and has just been a really amazing, loyal customer for years now on Pro Tandem NRF2 because he had a problem with a payment, okay? And so I reached out to see how I could help. I helped him out and in the process introduced him to the flip video, and now he is going to be himself and his family. He's adding his family onto the Tri-Synergizer. Guys, not just himself.
Right.
So you don't know what opening up this opportunity of fully optimizing their wellness will do for your business. Okay, so let's have better customer care and reach out and see who is open to learning. Awesome, Sean. Awesome, Teresa. Awesome, awesome, awesome.
Great job, guys.
Emmy, awesome, awesome. So glad to see that you guys are willing to accept that challenge. Yeah. Linda, awesome. Good job, guys. All right, so this is the deal. Because if you choose to accept that challenge, this is what will happen for you. You will be rank advancing to Pro 3, Pro 4, Pro 5, Pro 6. Right? You will have helped more people. You'll be earning deeper into our compensation plan, and you will be earning rank up and maintenance points for the Wanderlust 2021 promotion and all of the other destinations as well, guys. Right. We aren't just talking to US based distributors here. Okay.
We're global.
But for everybody. So this is the thing, guys. If you take on this challenge, you be better at your customer service. All of us, I'm talking to all of us. When I say you, it's we. We be better at our customer service. We reach out and give the full offering, change our mindset around what we have to offer. And you absolutely will be able to 2.5 times your business in a matter of months, not years, but months, all by a mindset shift.
Yep. Just think of what you'll do to their health and their family's health and the people around them. People know when people transition in their health. They get fans. What did you do? What are you taking? You look different. You lost a lot of weight. You look great. Your skin looks great. Your hair looks great. Your body looks great. You have more energy. What are you doing? Great opportunity. Step into those, capitalize on those, because that's what people want. They just don't want, we're not saying there's anything wrong with just talking about NRF2. That's what got us here. There's only something wrong with staying only talking about NRF2 when the world is evolved and advanced, and we can't get stuck in that. Otherwise, people are going to come in the back door and take our customers from us that we have. If they don't, an all-informed customer is a cellular activated customer, a customer that's only stuck in one story because we've never reintroduced the conversation or gone back and thanked them, like, thank you for that approach. Thank them for being a loyal customer. Do you want to hear how we've advanced in this biohacking approach of biohacking the world? That's powerful, guys. People are more open to it now than they ever have been.
Yep. And hey, shout out to Tim Grant and Vicky and also Marjorie. Yes, guys, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Take this challenge, accept it, and then go to work in providing all of that service, finding out if they're open and hitting them up into the ITT system, guys.
Yeah.
So that is exactly how you can increase your business by at least 2.5 times. Thanks for being here tonight, guys. We love you.
You guys rock.
We love you.
Love you guys.
Every single one of you.
See ya.